Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're going to talk about how I now have over $697,000 in lines of credit. $697,000. Okay, and it was easy. It was easy. At least for me, it was. And that's because I know the secret of banking. So, right now, I'm showing you my former home equity line of credit that I got, I think, about 9 months ago, right? I was like, whoa, $280,000. That's pretty good, right? $280,000 in home equity line of credit. I remember when I signed for it, I was feeling like I could snap my debt in half. But now, some people think it's a bummer that I don't have access to this anymore. I'm okay. I'm okay. And the reason why I'm okay is because now I have access to this 373,000. I probably need to replace this. $373,500 home equity line of credit. So if we tally up, so the limit here is $373,500. And if we tally this up, right? We tally it up. Now you can see that we have $697,000. And then soon it'll be a million. And then soon it'll be 2 million. And it'll be 3 million. Because here's the thing, all right? Here's the thing what people don't understand about credit and banking, right? And I'm going to tell you the secret about how I got over 697,000, because there's that little 540 here. Technically over $697,000 in lines of credit, okay? And most of you are not going to like hearing this. Banks don't lend money to people who need it. Okay. The only type of people a bank wants to lend money to is a person who does not need money. When they see that you need money, okay, they look at you as a big risk. That's the name of the game, risk. Okay. And the biggest risk, or the biggest person, or I'm sorry, the person who represents the biggest type of risk to a bank is somebody who needs money. Now think about, and you might have been guilty of this, and I know I was guilty of this in the past, when you needed to borrow money from your personal networks, friends or family. Did it go well? The answer is no. And the reason why it did not go well, okay, the reason why it did not go well is that you needed the money or they needed the money, right? And so probably a person did not get paid back. It's happened to me once and twice. Or when I started having money, I started to just kind of, people ask me like, "Hey, I need the money. Can you lend it to me?" And I was like, "All right." And then I never got paid back. And then it really kind of like made me understand the the perspective of the banks, right? So once I got burned a few times, I was like, "Oh, this is why banks don't lend money to people who need it," right? Because you'll never get paid back. So the secret to getting all the lines of credit is just make sure that you don't need money, because banks don't lend money to people who need it. But yes, now I have, starting from yesterday, I now have access to $373,500 HELOC, home equity line of credit. Where are we? Home equity line of credit. And you know what's funny? I remember when I signed for it, I kind of felt nothing, you know? And I remember when I was listening to some real estate training, the teacher had over like 300 rental houses. And the way that he talked about the rental houses was like, they're like horses, right? And, you're like trading horses, like a merchant who trades horses. And I was like, that's how I feel like with these lines of credit, It's like, eventually, you think of them like horses. They're just kind of, they're kind of like little, I don't want to say tools, but I don't really know how else to think of them. And then so now once I got like 280 to 373, I was like, oh, whatever, just another line of credit. But I know for some of you, it's like that quote from Street Fighter, the movie. It's from the 90s, where it's like, the moment that M. Bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday. So every time I'm getting like these new lines of credit, I'm probably gonna get another one. It's like at 400 or 500 or even at $1 million line of credit. I'll be like, whatever, it was Tuesday, right? And that's literally what it's just feeling like to me these days. Where whenever I get new lines of credit, it's just like whatever. But I remember back in the day when I got my first, like, what, $5,000 credit card. I was like, "Whoa, they're giving me $5,000." And then when I heard of the concept of credit limit increases, I was like, "You can ask for credit limit increases? Mind blown." Right? Right, so but now that I understand what the bank is looking for, which is a person who does not need money, right? Now I just get it. Right? Remember the secret, folks. Banks don't lend money to people who need it. So, yeah, that's it for today, folks. I might do another Velocity Banking review or live stream. But yeah, have a great day, and I'll see you all on the next videos. It's Karina Lanta Mentorship.